And get the
Do it.
witch lady summoned.
I'm going to come and summon the Zoom lady witch. Here goes.
I actually got this.
Recording in progress.
Here she is. Hello everybody. Welcome to Critically Average Adventures, and if we would to narrow it down, we would be saying welcome to Out of the Cold. This is a D&D 5e campaign I'm playing with my friends, and these are my friends. Yeah.
Woo!
We're back
I've
in the
missed that
game
intro. I've
after
missed
some
that intro.
hiatus kind of thing where we went into a strange realm called Bletchley and played some Call of Cthulhu. Bletchley's where I grew up. It's not a strange realm, but it was. Actually.
Definitely the creepiest setting we've been in so far.
Yeah,
Wasn't there a TV show called like the Bletchley Circle or something?
Sorry, the Bletchley, Bletchley Circle, Bletchley
Yeah.
Park, the
wasn't that
World
like-
War II code
Like
cracking.
TV shows. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was about. There was a show about it talking about the the code cracking at Bletchley Park of the Enigma code, which the Germans used, etc., etc. Wrong game. This game. Where are we at? So, after defeating a boat full of skeletal pirates in the middle of the waste of icy Frohas by collapsing the entire boat in on itself by removing its captain and steersman, the thing collapsed and they rescued some people. They are heading towards the town of Marein, which is nestled at the foot of some mountains, hoping to get to the platinum mines of Vermilion at some point, and then maybe up further to the rumoured peaks where they have had the rumour or legend of the Thelunian flask told to them
Ignition ruins.
by Wraith at the Temple of Melora, of course, in their kind of home base of Kakandex. So what I'd like to do first is I'd like to spend just a little while on a night. So this is going to be 2 days after the encounter with the skeletons. If you remember, you have some people with you. And you have your cart, which is dishevelled of sorts at the moment, due to a cannonball hit. I'm assuming that you've invited everyone inside. I think we left actually with Rook, like looking into the sunset. I think on that day, like
It was the burning wreckage of the ship, I think.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, burning wreckage of the ship. Yeah, let's go. So we're going to say it's 2 days in. You're inside, getting ready to kind of have supper for the night.
Yeah.
You've met your companions as well.
Just remind me, who have we got with us? We've got a goblin,
There is
A
a
goblin.
an
There
elf,
was an elf or a drow.
There's a drow.
drow, yeah.
The goblin's name is... Hold on, I've got it written down here. Let me just get you back over it.
The halfling died, didn't they? It was a
Yeah.
dead halfling.
Yeah, there were 6 cages. I'm going to have to go back over it now. Hold on, I'm gonna... Yeah, I think I would just say the others are going to be background characters, just sort of chilling for the moment, but the drow
Okay.
and the goblin are
Nondescript.
most talkative folk of the bunch here.
I mean, if you need a name
the
for a
goblin
character,
you've
you
met
just go to
his name is
Ikea.
Balak, and the drow is named Rue.
Rue and
Balak.
Balak.
B-A-L-A-K.
Balak. Balak. Okay. Right.
And maybe we should come in with the goblin talking to you like we had in the downtime, where he's saying to you, Niala, I thought we were goners. I thought that we'd be taken on into their undead horde and swallowed into that mass of
not right. And, I don't know if you can see when you're an undead, because some of them ain't got eyes. And I don't know if you just smell, but then some of them ain't got noses. Imagine a goblin without a nose or ears. It's not going to look right. I don't like it. Are you, like, aware of what you're doing, or... I don't know. Anyway, it makes my skin crawl.
Yeah, you ask yourself too many questions, and kinda by my fault. I think you should maybe rest a bit. Would you like perhaps a nap against me? I mean, my fur is quite nice, and would be nice to have something to nice. And so you're just going to just touch the altar. Help!
Yeah,
I
alright.
do.
I might just lay my head down a little while, but not on this ear.
Oh,
That
does it
one's
hurt?
got a little sore when the whole thing fell apart. I must have knocked it. Like, I'll lay the other way.
show
And
me.
so he puts his head on your lap, but his face is facing your tummy,
Okay.
and there's like a little nose, and like there's like goblin breath as he tries to get to sleep.
She's just going to. How to say this without making it weird?
Pet him
Pet him, okay.
or comfort him.
Yeah,
I saw the mime. Like, you're gonna comfort him.
Yeah.
You're gonna try and give him some like
Just
hugs
a big
and,
check on the
and-
under ear, just to see if there isn't something stuck or something.
Oh yeah, there is.
Oh boy.
There's a little splinter like in the back where he wouldn't be able to see.
Tell me, you have a little something stuck there.
I do?
Do you mind me to use my clothes like a bench and fetch it out?
Yeah, alright. Give it a go. It might make it better. I don't want to get all septic.
Medicine check. You're doing medical.
Me doing medical. This is going to be. It's hard. Come on. Beyond.
Come on,
you.
Beyond. We know you haven't had us with you for a little while, Beyond. It'll be fine. Let us roll dice, please.
Come on. I should have bought my real dice. I bought dice for this.
Just use the app on your phone. It's much quicker than waiting on the browser to kick
Oh
it
yeah,
in.
true. I just don't have to. Okay, here goes medicine. Da-da-da-da-da.
I thought that was a bottle of red wine then, Luke, for a second. It's not, is it?
I mean, it wouldn't be unknown.
This is 19.
Definitely wouldn't be out of character.
Nice high roll for the first roll of the game back in the 2022s. Yeah,
First roll of 2022.
yeah.
Yay!
It comes out with no struggle. You kind of clasp the ear slightly, give it a little push. The splinter comes out a little way, and bonk, and when you pull it out, it's longer than you expected. You could only see a tiny little bit, and it's a great big long thing that's kind of gone the length of his little goblin ear, and so no wonder he was uncomfortable. You pull out this little spike about this long.
It's just going to turn to her then like this.
Arden shuffles over and plonks himself down next to Bishop,
Yeah.
just on like one of the big cushions or something.
Mm-hmm. There's a selection of seating arrangements in your TARDIS.
Okay, I got distracted. I heard my name, and I was freaking out and stuff.
Arden's going to come over and sit next to you.
Uh-oh. Under...
Uh-oh.
Yeah. It's always something with the months.
You know what bugs me the most? Why were they taking prisoners? Since when do the dead take prisoners? If they wanted to add them to the ranks, they'd just kill them. why hold them and keep them alive?
That bothers me too. Um,
Were there more cages down there, or was it just a few?
there were 6 cages, if I remember correctly.
6 cages that were populated, but there were more.
Oh, so like 10 and more and stuff.
Yeah, in that space you could. They were like narrow, so they're only about 5 foot by 5 foot, so you could fit quite a lot of people in there. These were individual cages, people kept separate. But you look, there's also pens that could have held. You know, maybe previously in a previous iteration they might have been for livestock or something like that.
Okay.
You're not really sure, but the tall ones definitely looked like they were purpose built for human or humanoid forms. Sorry.
While down there were much more room for more people so that they can catch maybe some animals too. I'm not quite sure. Maybe it could have been for smaller people or just animals, but this is disturbing.
Well, they were on their way to Kakanzak's. Their intention was to plunder the city for all its riches. At least that's what he said, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well,
You wouldn't
I don't
know. You were actually hanging out still, and you didn't heard. Because
I don't
I
know.
was the one talking to them.
I can't remember.
I thought he was screaming.
And if you heard him from the other side of the ship, I like to think I could have heard him. I don't know.
I think I would. I
You
wouldn't
was the
have
one
heard
telling
anything.
that you didn't heard me saying a poor parlay.
True. If I didn't hear that, I wouldn't have heard that. I don't know.
You
Anyway,
were off the ship at that point, though, weren't you, Arden? You were down.
I don't know.
In the cutting
I
of
don't-
snow,
I can't remember where I was at that point.
and then you were
Yeah,
propelled up
it's
on
been
board.
3 weeks. It's gonna take a while.
I can't even remember that
were-
was the point in which he said that.
But this is a really good time to share any knowledge that
Um,
you do have that someone might have had privy to that someone else might not have. These are kind of like your downtime little moments where there's information to share that not all characters might know.
I look over to the elf,
Yeah, the drow.
Drow. Yeah. Did they say anything to you while you were down there? Did they give you reasons for keeping you, or did they just keep you in the dark?
They seem far away, and they're looking at the hairless cat that inhabits the space. And they say, "What is that?"
Oh, I don't know.
It's a cat!
It came with the place.
I don't like the look of it. Did they say anything to us? Other than to instill fear in us? No. As you can see, from my very nature, you might understand that I have seen strange things of the Underdark. My kind come from below the surface, if you didn't know. We are dwellers there. We build our kingdoms, our cities beneath. And where up here some of your beasts with fur and hair might scare me more than they might you. Down there are things that would make your eyes pop out of your heads, I imagine. But
Well, then the naked cat should be no problem for you. It doesn't have fur or hair.
I know, but that is the strange combination between the two. It's mammalian and hairless, and it let me touch it. It's clammy.
Yeah, maybe avoid touching it. I don't know where it's been.
But I'm
Um,
strangely tempted to.
Your life.
Yeah, but
Touch it
my
if you
clammy
want.
hand. Does it have some sort of, I don't know, charm about it that makes you want to touch it?
Look, this might sound strange, but I'm not a cat person. I don't know.
You are getting a glare from
The
Yala
bomb was
here.
dropped.
uh, but that's a good question. Does anybody else know anything about the cat? Or
I can talk to it.
I don't know, like a Arcana check or something that's like.
Yeah,
so
you're
that's a
sit-
no.
Oh wait, have I met the
Nobody
cat?
else
No, I don't
knows
think I met
anything
the cat.
about
I
the
was
cat.
always outside.
Yeah, Bishop, you're sitting next to Arden, so as he asks that, you could tip in on that. Yeah, if you want to. Let's have an Arcana check.
No, I don't think I ever met the cat because I was always riding in front. I never went inside.
No, you haven't had a chance to really. You've been inside now after maybe you've had
I
maybe a
have?
couple of. We're going to say that you've been inside maybe for 1 or 2 camps at this point, and this is camp. You know, you've become socialised with the place. You're getting used to how the strangeness works inside this.
Oh, okay.
But we haven't in-game played any, if you see what I mean. So no, you were always outside and steering with Bjorn and Espen. So yeah, if you want to roll an Arcana or a Nature.
Does it have to do anything with fey, fiends, or undead?
I can't remember.
That means it's something.
If it does, I get advantage. And hopefully it's good because I have like a +7.
Nah.
No?
Nah.
Ah. Alright. Let me see what I get. Oh, that's such bullshit. Cause it's like literally on the edge. Whatever. 15
15. Oh, what was it? An Arcana or
Bad.
and Arcana here.
Arcana? You get the sense that there is something magical about this creature. Yeah, you even as you reach out, kind of with that arcanic knowledge, you can see when you do it, the cat's hackles rise, and it looks right at you as you kind of reach
What
out
is
with
it?
that magical intuition. It looks right at you, and then when you stop looking or stop seeking with your magical awareness, the hackles go back down and it just goes about its business, which is basically looking back at the drow and wagging its tail. And then the drow's kind of hesitantly like,
This is very cattish.
and then like it kind of like it try and stroke the hairlessness, but then the skin just kind of comes down, so the cat goes, and then like the skin returns to normal, and then returns to normal.
You don't suppose it's Litiana's way of keeping tabs on us, do you?
Remind me again who Litiana is.
Litiana
Is that
is
the
the
mage?
is
Big,
the
powerful magic person that brought the golems to life and
Mhm.
whatnot.
That's like Niala's new master, I guess, or like teacher in a way.
Yeah.
Yep.
A Padawan.
It's been a couple weeks. My knowledge isn't as
That's all right.
refined as it used to be.
That's why we're doing this.
That's why I thought we'd have a little gentle game to push everyone in the right. Ease us in, yeah, gentle.
Ease
like,
ourselves
like
back
getting
in.
into our ice bath. You're gonna get an ice bath, or you
I
don't want to
love
get.
an ice bath.
I went to an ice
I
bar.
love a good ice bath.
You're all weird.
Ice cold shower, boiling hot shower, then straight onto cold for a minute
Nah. Sorry, you're all on your
every
own with
day.
that.
It'll make you feel so good. Health tips as well as Dungeons and Dragons. And so the drow turns back to you, Arden, and says, fear seemed to be their primary objective. There was more in the other cages.
Don't
They
understand.
dangle them from the front of the boat, harnessed around the waist. Then make a
message
stand
then.
on deck as they lowered them slowly into the churning snow. Feet first.
But other than use that as a message or a threat to oncomers, what good was that to the people they'd already taken prisoner?
I guess we were there for when they reached the walls of Kakanzax.
A way to submit? I mean, I wouldn't see Kakanzak submitting to such a threat, but
Not
I suppose it
submitting,
makes
but
a
the
sta- I
people.
suppose it makes a statement.
A city
creates
under
hysteria.
siege. Have you ever been in a city under siege?
Not quite.
I have once. A drow family attacking another drow family. So often happens, not an unlikely thing to occur, it's a way of our society. But when encased, when you cannot leave, when all you peer out upon is bodies of others, it is not easy to go back to your normal life.
No one's life is normal after something like that.
Indeed not. Hence I'm here.
Well, to brighter topics then.
Indeed,
Have you been to Marein before?
where I was coming from.
Why were you leaving?
Finished a day's trade. A
Huh.
couple of days' trade, in fact.
Are you familiar with the town then?
Yes, reasonably. We trade there often.
Anything we should know?
Oh, friendly sort of folk there. What do you want to know?
Well, it's our first port of call on our way further west. Probably the last safe haven we'll have for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Hoping to gather, I don't know, more supplies for the further journey and maybe some information.
No, you'll find all those things at Marein. Despite its small remoteness, it is well provided.
Who's in charge?
There is a council, a small, I wouldn't even call it a council, a small group of elders that congregate, but it's a pretty free place to visit. Trade is welcome from all kinds, and he gestures to himself. Some people look upon us in different places, not so fairly.
Well, that's one thing I can say about Frohurst. It's a place for everyone.
Indeed, yes. I have experienced... You know what, I haven't experienced any hostility to who I am since coming to this God-forbidden frozen hellhole, or opposite the opposite of hell. Maybe this is heaven. Maybe this is all where we should be, or where we
Interesting.
deserve to be.
Yeah, well. Tell me, do you know if the rumors that have been spread about Vermilion? I believe there'd be
Drunk
much more.
few in the bored weasel have when the older folk they start talking. Yes, fantastic stories.
Stories like what?
Voices in their minds and just fear, scared of their lives and having to leave their town, close the mine, and spooks and ghouls and God knows what.
You don't look like you believe them.
No, I've seen some things recently.
Which makes me all the more surprised that you don't believe them if something like what has just happened is taking place.
Have
Surely
you
that would
ever
lend
listened?
more-
How you know? I think you have this phrase. Old wives' tales.
Yes, but I don't know. If I'd have just got off a ship full of undead, and rumours had been spread about the nearest city to Marein being filled with undead and
Oh, I
spirits
don't
and
think they
ghosts,
believe it's undead. I believe they think it's haunted.
same sides of the same coin, right? Just
A manifest body brought back to life, something to contain a remnant of a soul. I find that believable. I don't find apparitions at all scary. Or just, I mean, it's just air, just a spirit,
right.
if anything.
Okay then. Well,
I'm going to pet the cat.
pet the cat by all means.
He scoops up the cat, and in the pale grey of his skin, the pale pink of the cat looks kind of at home. And the cat seems to accept this and does a kind of little puddings on the shoulder, like a stretch up puddings on the shoulder, and then like kind of sits in their arms. Nan, what are you up to?
Sorry, I was just finding a throw pillow for George's new bedroom. Sorry, George. I'm sorry.
I need that. I'm sorry, I need that.
You're welcome for the interior decoration support, George.
Don't tempt me because I will.
I think Nan has been fussing around everyone, basically. So not only the party and the people that we've helped cooking and making sure people are comfortable and kind of awkwardly hovering, but also our two polar bears, and just kind of being actually somewhat a bit of a nuisance. You know, like when somebody means well, but then
Just under the feet, almost.
they mean too well.
Yeah.
So
Do you need anything? Can I get you anything?
Like a very fussy auntie that keeps asking you if you want a cup of tea.
pretty much, yeah. In fact, she at this point she probably, if we're taking a rest, if we're like camped
rest mode.
for the night. I mean, as soon as Arden sat next to Bishop and they look like idle, as in they're not doing something, that Nan will likely approach with hot beverages and just kind of
Biscuits,
like very
sandwiches.
Mrs. Doyle. would you like a cup of tea, Father? Because you're a monk, right?
Love it.
Um,
Does, and you're a cleric, so it does apply.
Can't get away from that one.
No.
Holier than
What's that?
thou. Yeah.
Oh,
so
God.
you are
Can't remember the
proffered,
last time I watched
Bishop
Private Eye.
and Arden. You are. Tell me how this happens. How does this go about, Nan? Describe this. Describe the tea. Tell us about the tea.
Well,
Yes.
actually, Pete, if you'd allow me to have potentially made some kind of survival roll to see what kind of things I could find in the frozen wastes in order.
Oh,
So I definitely don't have any purple moss left for tea. I think I used that all, but maybe there have been some things.
Surely we've got like chests and
There's
pots
all kinds
and
of stuff
full
in
of
here.
all sorts
So,
of things.
but let's see if maybe the survival role can also encompass getting about this new kitchen, because previously kitchen decks has been done solely in the kitchen.
I was going to say, because you've got chef's proficiency tools now, haven't you?
And she's got the cook's
do.
feet,
And cook. Yeah.
because there was some serious dex rolls.
Quick question: is everyone inside the cart?
At this point, yes.
Okay.
We're stopped to camp, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
This can't. Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Yeah,
Wanted
the
to correct.
bears are tucked round in some sort of snow shelter that has been hastily erected.
If we're stopped, I'm outside.
Okay. Rook's not in there. Rook's outside with Bjorn and Espen.
So survival roll,
I think
DM?
survival roll, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm also quite concerned as to whatever happened with Rook's, like,
Arm.
incessant gross arm investigation. So both Errol and Nan are interested in that. I got a
We're all
17
interested in that.
survival.
It found out it was mechanical.
Yeah, what's the survival, sorry?
It's
17.
mushrooms.
17. Some of the red berries that you've previously seen harvested for the use of the screesha.
I still have those in my inventory under 0. So I will... Berries from Frohast.
Yeah, and you get...
Do they have a name?
I don't off the top of my head. I don't think... Do they have a name? I don't think I named them.
Peat berries.
Peat berries. You get...
Didn't we use them for something?
8.
Because I remember giving you mine back.
8.
For Ketu or something.
8
8?
lots. 8 lots.
Good grief.
Which is about a small handful.
They're very useful. The halfling tribe sort of... I think... We gave some to the Screeger, and I think that the witch in the or the elder in the halfling tribe used it to make some of the healing tincture for Sin.
They did?
Yeah.
They put it in the pot.
For Sin and Rook, because Rook, if
Wait,
you remember,
what?
was frozen.
What?
When
It helps with
when Sin
exhaustion.
was being healed by the halfling elder, you were gathered round. No, Rook's one happened before. No, Rook's one happened before. Rook had something else in his potion, actually. No,
I was going to say, somebody got really high.
Yeah, Rook was tripping balls.
Okay. So yeah, I think I'm probably going to be experimenting with some of these berries to see what I can kind of brew up from a tea.
I think then it deserves a
Perspective.
kitchen dex with advantage then, because you now cook feet. Let's see how well the brewing process goes.
This is my perfect game. I'm cooking
Natural one, we all wake up 2 weeks later.
with advantage. It will be fine. Oh dear, the first one's not good.
You mute.
The first one is
Undead
actually a
everywhere.
1. Oh shit! The second one's a 3, so I got a 6,
Oh,
but with
no.
advantage.
We all wake up 2 weeks later
Bishop and Arden, you offered a drink
after
from
tripping
Nan.
major balls.
You offered a drink from Nan, Bishop and Arden.
I just nod and don't even give it a second thought. 'cause it's
You've got the shits.
It's just really strong or something. It's really unpleasant.
Is
Like
it,
medicine.
Nan,
Hmm?
not to be ungrateful, but is it meant to be this bitter?
Is it bitter? Oh, well,
Just-
if I
Alright.
can I'll put some sugar in it, and now you've got a 2 sugary. It's gone the other way.
It's also changed colour when you add sugar to this thing. It was a kind of reddish colour. Now it's gone a deep red as literally as the grains go in. It's gone like a blood red and congealed slightly.
Set it down to the side. Like I
Is it
kind
good?
of like I swirl it around, give it a sip, and then I'm like, yeah, much better, much better, and then I just pop it down for a bit.
Bishop, how do you interact with this tea?
And every time she comes back around, and I kind of pick it up in my hands and make it look like I've been sipping it before putting it back
Bit
down
hot.
again.
Bit hot.
Just waiting for it to cool. Yeah.
I hear that.
Bishop, hold on. Let's get Bishop. Bishop, how do you interact with this bitter tea?
There's too many people in the wagon cart
Wagon cart, yeah.
wagon for their liking, so they're just gonna just in front of just instinctively, like subconsciously, they're not even realizing it. No, thank you. Maybe another time.
In Infernal?
Yes.
Oh, so now, Arden, you hear this kind of weird... and
Okay, it wasn't that bad.
and Nan, you perfectly understand this, obviously.
Mm.
But again, it's that feeling of like, oh, I don't like that.
Mm. Oh, okay. I'll give it to one of our new friends.
Did you reply in common, or did you do it?
I think it's like every other word is like common, and like some of the like the first half is in Infernal, and then the second half is like in common. So it's really
It'll be like, I'll give it to one of the others.
yeah, basically.
It's like when you go home after a really long stint away, but you pick up the accent again.
Yeah.
And it's like for ages you haven't, but then the odd word starts slipping out from the accent.
I think our bilingual comrades will understand this well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pain, to be honest.
Do you,
It's
yeah.
kind of a pain in the ass sometimes.
I'm so dumb when it comes to languages. I used to be able to speak German a little bit, and now nothing. I feel quite ashamed. Apart from I can speak Infernal, apparently.
Pretty well.
I actually
Well
know
respected,
only
'cause it's
one
like fluent.
sentence in German. It's because people, when I go on trips, never thinks I'm French, but thinks that I'm German. So I learned to say by my mother that I don't speak German, so ich spreche nicht Deutsch.
Yeah, you speak in
Good accent.
That's the only one.
Yeah, so we've gone a bit with Nyala, we've done a bit with Bishop, we've done a bit with Nan, we've done a bit with Arden. Rook, what are you up to with Bjorn and Espen out there?
So every time that we kind of stopped and made camp, I just lost where we were. There you are. Hello. Yeah. So every time that we kind of stopped and made camp, Rook's kind of gone outside and kind of just sat down on the snow next to Bjorn and Espen, and kind of just. No, just kind of just almost meditated, and kind of just kept himself to himself. Kind of doesn't want to interact with people at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of wanting to keep himself to himself and kind of just get to like this town and just get there in one piece and just not be in the middle of a snow desert.
Bad memories.
Yeah.
Would you make me an animal handling check, please?
I
I'm going to let you make a couple, make two. These are for separate nights that you've gone out for spending.
First one is a 5.
Okay.
Second one is not much better. It's a 10.
Bjorn and Espen seem a little frosty to your company. They're not outrightly hostile, but you might think that they like their downtime as well. They like their They're time to be bears, basically, and not be lugging a cart along. However, the first night that you went out,
Mhm.
your wound being very fresh upon your arm, and your general battering of your body fresh from the fight, but that wound seriously deep upon your arm. Bjorn came close and sniffed along the thing and kind of snorted and tried to get that, like, clear the smell from its nose of whatever this is inside you.
Look, yes, friend Bjorn, I know that I don't smell great, but I just need a good shower, and then you watch me, I'll smell fresh as a daisy. I just rub his head with like my non-wounded hand. Well, I said non-wounded, but less wounded hand.
Yeah.
And just kind of just. I don't kind of sit with them. I kind of sit just kind of out of, kind of just outside their like personal bubble.
Okay. And you're kind of sitting there, just meditating,
just kind of just
staring. Can I have a perception check from you while you're sitting there at peace with trying to get in touch with the world?
That is a 6.
You just hear the heavy breath of Bjorn and Espen yawning and kind of bedding down for the evening, and the sun's always has gone to its lower point, and you start feeling that cold coming into even through your thick mat of fur. You start feeling that cold and the natural inkling for fire and warmth, which you know lay within the cart.
Yeah, I say like I kind of sit out there kind of as long as I can, but then when it gets like really cold and I'm like, no, I need warmth, I kind of head back in and kind of just sit by the door, kind of not sneak in, but kind of just kind of slide in.
Yeah,
just kind of just sit in my own little bubble, just kind of just keep myself to myself.
Cool. Now, Nan, I'm thinking you're fussing.
Oh yeah, I just put something in the chat. Definitely got a blanket ready. She doesn't really. She just kind of puts it next to Rook. Doesn't really say anything. Just gives a little smile and kind of then continues the fussing elsewhere.
Yeah, like as Rook kind of watches you put it down, just kind of just a nod, kind of like a thank you.
You've got some icicles in your just ouch.
And as you turn away, because you kind of realise that Rook is kind of wanting to be left alone, Rook, you Ketu kind of is like in the trail of you, Nan, but Ketu actually picks up the corner of the blanket and drags it over your lap where you're sat cross-legged. Rook drags it over your lap, and then you can see from behind there is a belly, and living the high life in the back of the cart.
Yeah, I say as Ketu kind of brings it over, just kind of give him like a little scratch behind the ears.
It takes it for a bit, and then
He's a good boy.
Off.
And
Nyala.
then I start drinking. Sorry.
Yeah. Nyala.
Yeah.
You kind of drift off. Everyone's kind of drifting off to sleep a little bit. Can you make a perception check for me as you're kind of lolling off to sleep?
Oh boy. Perception, right?
Yeah.
19.
Just before a claw goes into your arm, You notice the cat.
Look at the cat.
It looks at you straight in the face. It puts the paw on you, and then still puts the claws into your arm.
Ow! Yeah. You want food? That is. She's going to grab a stuff, hold it for the while, to activate actually the talks with other animals. So you want food?
No,
What is it?
I wanted to talk.
I could need that actually. What is it?
The dog. The dog is inside.
Oh, no, it's not a dog. It's called a bugbear. It's like a bear, but mixed with a human.
Makes a goblin. They're a goblinoid race, actually. It says, no, that smells. The white one, the white dog, is in. That smells. That offends.
Who is saying this? Sorry, my
Uh,
internet
Cat.
dropped for like a second.
This is Godfrey, the cat,
The
in
cat.
cat to Niala.
Bitching about Ketu.
Cats be cats.
She's just going to look at him like, so the person that we rescued from dying from an horrible death by undead is smelling bad and offends you, if I recap everything that you say to me.
No, Ketu.
Ketu and the big thing in the corner. Both. Terrible smells.
Right. This is not a dog. And I fear that to hide the scent of the said dog, you will have to hide in a corner or with some kind of tissue against your nose.
What is a tissue?
Well, like this. She just point at a cape. Like this kind of fabrics that, the tall person with 2 feet wear.
As you
I don't
dangle it like that, immediately on it. This is amazing. Hanging on,
Yeah, I bet.
claws into the cape. It moves. Does it live?
No, it's me that is making it moving. You wanna play with it for a while?
But your hand is still now. It still moves.
Yeah, it's because of the wind.
Are you a mage?
Yes,
This is truly genius.
I know, right? First time I saw clothes, I was amazed too. They were moving and everything. It was kind of dope.
It drops to the floor, and now my hunger needs.
I'm going to feed you. Oh, there he is out.
It's the
Oh.
Wi-Fi again, I guess, in the
Yeah.
hotel. So you feed our little friend.
Yeah.
Up
It's just
some
to look
rations.
at the cat and like, I there was a time I wasn't even speaking common or any kind of other language other than the wild language, I guess. It was my first master that actually taught me, and I Actually, I'm more fluent in Draconics than in Common. It's quite funny. That was because
I'm not interested in humour, I'm interested in the food now.
I am giving you food and telling you a story. This is an exchange, okay?
Yala, if you can't get that cat to shut the fuck up, it's sleeping outside.
You shut up, cat hater.
What?
That one doesn't smell bad. That
Yeah.
one has not touched me. Why does it not touch me?
You know what you can try to do is during his sleep, try to rub again this area. You will like it, I
That
think.
bit looks bristly.
You will like it.
Will it be good scratching?
Oh yes.
I will try.
She gives the food and she goes back next to the goblin and just secretly look at Harden like suck it up.
Godfrey just goes to the food. Bishop, so you went outside and kind of maybe passed Rook on the way. Is that your plan, Bishop? It's okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, would Rook have been outside?
Rook was
When I went?
outside. Rook kind of came, sat with the bears for a bit, got too cold and came in. So you probably would have gone out when Rook was still sat out there. You would have seen Rook kind of meditating, maybe in some sort of semi-trance state. What would you like to do in this outside space?
I would. There's a couple interactions I want to do with the whole party, but that could be throughout the whole journey if that's how we're gonna do it, or we could just do it all at once, whichever you guys prefer.
Was going to get all that done in the first half and then be at Marein in the second half.
All right. Okay.
You want to call a party meeting?
No, it's gonna be like individually. You know, so I can, I guess, kind of make a connection. I kind of make with Sin. Just cause shit happened.
Gotcha.
But yeah. The moment I would have seen Rook outside, I'm guessing this like the day of or the day after the whole pirate thing.
Mm-hmm. This is the second evening after.
Alright.
Whoa.
I would if Rook would have accepted it, like, cause I know he's like in a trance type of state, like meditating.
You see,
I wouldn't have.
So when you go, so Rook is just kind of like knelt down, like kind of just as Pete said, just kind of looking back to like where we came from, but looking back towards Kakanzax, and like, completely like aware of like surroundings and whatnot. So kind of, I feel like I'd hear you kind of.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to be quiet, but like I'm making my way towards you.
And at this point, it would be that you're looking east, so you'd be looking into that sort of sunset-y type stuff that happens on Kakanza, happens on Earth, rather, with it kind of just always not quite setting, but you get the beautiful effect of like oranges and kind of mango colours darting across the sky.
But yeah, I say like Rook kneeling. Is that?
Yeah.
Sitting down. Alright. I would have, I guess, sat down right next to him, and Bishop always has bandages on them, for when they activate their own right and they don't want to like bleed out. I don't know if Rook has any on him right now, but like they wouldn't have handed Brooke the bandages, so they can like do it himself, or if he wants me to do it after him.
Ah, I like that. So do you just do it silently? Do you just sort of pull them from your pocket?
Yeah, I'll put them from my pocket and just wait to what he does. If he doesn't take them, then I'll put them back.
Yeah, Rook's gonna it almost looks like he's gonna go and take them. He kind of just fold your hand back up and be like, just you keep them. You might need them more than I will. I'll be fine.
As a disclaimer, because I don't think I said it, like they always have their hood and mask on, so like always. Alright. They're gonna just look at your arm, and is it like kind of healed now? Does it have like the scabs, or like is it still kind of open? Like
I
for
imagine
Rook's?
some magical healing went on during this period between over a couple of days, so there would have been some magical stuff. But I imagine that have you been picking, Muruk? That's the question, really.
I mean, I
Oh,
what?
Mike,
Maybe.
your mic's doing some weird stuff. It's like cut out.
No? Okay, well, fuck, wait there.
It's
there you go.
It's beatboxing at us.
It's beatboxing at you.
Yeah.
Fuck,
Rook
right.
multi-class into Bard.
Oh, God. Is that any better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, right.
It sounded,
Wicked.
it could be a lead problem, but that's better.
It probably is a lead problem. I'll have a look later. Yeah, so it's fine. It's fine.
I don't know. It still sounds rubbish to me.
Oh, shut up. That's just your face. Yeah, so in the days since he kind of basically took a knife and opened up towards his bones, yeah, he won't have taken any healing because he's like constantly like inspecting it and being like, what the fuck is this?
Like
so yeah, it's very, very much open.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna look,
I say,
look at your arm.
sorry, I say that you see like the glint of metal even through what's trying to congeal.
I don't think I know what happened to his arm because I was outside when it happened. Yeah, right. So what happened to your arm? You don't have to tell me. I'm just curious.
I mean, nothing really to hide. It was my own doing. I took my little knife because I had itches under the skin. I was just curious and here, take a look.
Right, I'll inspect his arm, see what's what.
A medicine or a perception,
You're on mute.
please.
Oh,
Bishop.
No,
I'm not
Pete.
there.
Pete,
Oh.
you're on mute.
Pete's on mute.
Medicine or perception, please, Bishop.
Medicine or perception?
Pops once a week.
I am blind and I do not see them. They're both the same. Alright. Oh, 23.
You notice the well-practiced blade cut of someone who knows how to use a knife correctly for inflicting violence. You notice also... Peace out. No, that's not what Rick. You notice around the ragged edges small bumps, like, and as you peer closer, you think they might be fungal in nature.
It might be what?
Fungal
Fungal.
in nature.
Fucking mushrooms.
Can I like
Yes, Pete. I love that. That's brilliant. That's wicked.
can I try and like take my own dagger out and like try to like not carve it out, but like just scoop it out as best as I can?
Go for it.
We are going to have a medicine roll on that one, or a sleight of hand to kind of dexterously move the knife along the skin without catching Rook further.
Yeah. Medicine or what?
I'm going to say sleight of hand, like fine motor control.
Oh, so wait, sleight of hand or medicine?
Whichever,
Or it doesn't matter.
whichever you think's more
Oh.
appropriate.
I'll do medicine. That's such bullshit, but whatever. 10?
You think you get most of them away. They kind of line the edge of the scar, or the fissure in the skin, and you think
Yeah.
you get most of them away. They're on the blade of your knife.
You're muted.
They're on the blade of your knife as you lift them up. Sorry, the dog was barking, so I was going to do the mute thing. And as you peer closer, they're on the blade of your knife. And Rook, you see this, like you're looking at this thing, and it's definitely several, maybe 10 to 15 small mushrooms, about the size, about like a centimetre tall, with about a centimetre cap, little squat little things that your hair had been hiding on your arms. And that you noticed when you went and dug into your arm, but then you noticed the bumps. You didn't really see what they were before. You just thought that was something that was part of the itching. But yeah, it's something. Yeah, fungus.
Yeah.
Can you?
Do they look familiar?
Rook, can you
As
make
in,
me a
like, familiar
perception
fungal?
check?
Yeah,
Actually?
no worries. Come on, perception.
I'm using Queen's Feather, and that does necrotic damage. So would that have just killed off the fungus?
What was your roll, Rook?
18.
As the blade slides along your arm, you swore that you heard tiny screams.
Hang on, Bishop. I'm gonna kind of just put like my finger there, like next to the edge of the like opening, and do any of the kind of like now that I've seen that they're like mushrooms, and like do I kind of recognize like do these mushrooms look familiar?
They would have done to someone in a party, but they're no longer with you. They would have done to someone in your party, but they're no longer with you.
Fuck. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of hold my finger there. If any kind of like hop on, and I kind of bring them like right up to like my eye and be like, "Oh, hello."
And you eat them, man. Nothing.
Yeah, you put your finger there, and you wait for what seems like an eternity. You're all staring into this wound at this tiny mushroom at the very far end of the fissure towards your wrist, and you've got your other finger there, and then it shuffles slowly, and then a little bit more,
It's like
and then a little bit more, and then it's on the end of your finger. Mike's gone again, Rick.
Yeah.
Tech beasts, leave us alone.
In tech goblins.
We're back. Are we back?
Yeah,
Is that better? Brilliant.
gotcha.
Got some teething issues.
It's all right.
Let me just. Yeah, so I'm gonna have like my other one. Think of it there and be like, what are you doing in my arm?
What? What's an arm? What's an arm?
This.
Oh,
Why are you hiding on my skin?
oh, hold on.
An alarm. They're like little stumpy fists, like no fingers but little stumps.
Love that.
George is gone again, man.
Jesus.
It's a cable wire somewhere, man.
What's going on?
I got it again. You're there now. Yeah. It sounds like you're crunching a cable and you're moving your head sometimes.
I'm not touched. Like my mic's on my desk. I don't know what's going on.
Weird. Sorry, yeah, you were saying to this mushroom on your finger.
Yeah.
It's got two buttons.
Yes. Now where?
TS has got it.
Yeah, I love that. That's wicked. What are you doing in my fur?
It's where I was born.
What do you mean it's where you were born?
It's where I've lived and grown up. Now I've just seen some of my friends be killed.
How long have you been in my skin?
I'm not sure how time works. I'm a mushroom.
Okay. What's the first thing that you remember?
The great big tall trees. Black, tall, thin trees.
Would that be, the fur that covers my body?
Oh, not trees, fur. Okay.
Yes.
I
Where?
remember them very clearly from when I was, but a spore.
How did? I'm so confused. How did you get? Like your family, tribe, what colony, whatever you call it. How did you get on me?
We're the first.
What? So you grew from me?
We were the first ones here. There are no older ones than I. We're all the same age. Grew up together. Learnt to be together.
Okay.
Bishop, you can see Rook talking out loud to a mushroom on the end of his finger. There is
I don't hear anything.
There is no audible response.
I think some people just lose it a bit after a traumatic experience. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna just let him ride this out, I was like,
Yeah.
I'm here if shit goes too far.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I like that.
you almost fucking suffocated in snow, so
Yeah.
The quiet,
Yeah.
the quiet support. Yeah, okay, cool. You're there.
I was like,
Emoji there.
I understand.
Okay. Yeah, we can continue with this mushroom RP.
He might have had some of Nan's tea.
How many of you are there?
Well, there's some young uns growing up now.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're about 20. Well, we were until that big sharp thing came.
Ignore the big sharp thing for a second. That's wait. Which big sharp thing? The first one or the second one?
Well, there was one that made the Great Valley,
The Great Valley.
the Red
Okay.
Valley.
The Red Valley. Yes. Okay. The Red Valley. So which was it? Was it that one, or was it
The one that
second
chopped my
one.
friends off.
the one that chopped your friends off? Okay. So what is it exactly that you do on me?
Ah, live.
Pardon?
Live.
Live.
Yeah, every
Oh.
day to its fullest.
Okay. Do you have any like special powers, or are you just a mushroom?
I don't know. I've not really tried. I've just been growing.
Okay. Why me? Why are you growing on me?
It's where I was born.
Yes,
No.
but
I've not been anywhere else.
okay. Um, look. I get that you're lovely, and your entire colony is, or what do you call it? Colony, family,
Yeah, a colony is probably best.
colony. Okay.
Or a mycelium.
Mycelium. Okay. Sure. You are welcome to stay in amongst the big brown trees next to the Red Valley.
Thanks.
He's getting a pet.
Feel free to explore, wander around if you can. I don't know if you can, because you know your mushrooms.
We were thinking we might.
Well, yes.
Once we were big enough.
Yes, feel free to explore. If you need anything, then kind of look. So, if you need anything, then crawl up here and let me know. Okay?
Well, we don't need to do that now.
No? What do you mean? What do you mean you don't need to do that?
Well, you might have noticed I haven't got any lips.
Yes, I hadn't noticed that. You're right.
I'm doing this into your brain.
Okay. And I'm just speaking out loud like an idiot.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know why you were doing that.
I don't know either. I now kind of like internalize it.
See? It's easy, isn't it?
I sure.
You sound
okay,
louder in here.
Well, really?
Yeah. It's like the volume's turned up.
Huh.
Before it was like you had a dodgy mic or something.
What's a mic?
Dodgy cast of thaumaturgy.
What is this mic that you speak of? Yes. If you need anything, any like nutrients, I don't know what you guys eat or don't eat or whatever.
We eat the dirt.
You eat the dirt.
Yeah.
Are you calling me dirty now?
No, you're very clean now. Because we ate it.
Okay, thank you. Well, yes, I'll continue to get dirty if you continue to clean me then. How's that sound? Deal?
This is the best deal ever. What do you
Excellent.
want from us? Just cleaning?
Whatever you can offer. If you have any miraculous wisdom advice or anything at all, then feel free to just, pop into my head and deliver it.
I'll have a word with the others.
Excellent. And
I ain't promising anything.
that's fine. I'm not expecting you to promise anything. Just as long as you don't harm me, then I won't have to, remove you.
Oh, we never meant any harm.
Excellent. One final question. Were you the one that was itching under my skin, or under the ground, as you call it, or was that not you?
When we first start, our roots go in. when the spore starts growing, it has to latch on to something.
Okay. And I kind of like raise my arm up to see like the metal.
As soon as you moved your arm.
That's sad face. Oh my god.
Oh, back.
Yeah.
Papa.
What's going on?
Oh,
I'm just going to stand perfectly still. Don't know what's going on.
Even the computer doesn't want to listen to you.
I'm showing my arm and be like, you see this metal at the bottom of the Red Canyon?
Yes.
Is this what you are latched onto?
No,
Okay.
we can't latch onto that kind of stuff.
Do you know what kind of metal it is, by any chance?
No, I'm a
No?
mushroom. I was born on your arm.
I know, but
I've got a pretty narrow world view.
I know, but I didn't know if you had some otherworldly knowledge. But no, it's fine. Well, I'm going to put you back now, seeing as I don't need you, this close to talk to you.
Yeah.
But, put him exactly back where I found him. Kind of just, if you need anything or need me to know anything, then just pop into my head.
All right, I will. Hey, and then you start hearing a conversation happening on your arm. Hey, I've had the strangest experience. The ground came alive and lifted me up just after he killed all the others had vanished and been chopped to pieces. And I spoke to a big thing. It was like two great big holes, tunnels, great big hair coming out. And then there were white gates beneath. And the white gates were moving up and down. And a voice was coming out, a vibration, and then I heard it, and then we're talking. I think I found God.
And then you see, it's like someone hangs up the phone. Like they go and start talking to the other one.
Fucking hell. That was, yeah.
Okay.
I'm lit like both George and Rook are like, what the fuck just happened?
Brilliant. You could have noticed this so long ago. Every time
I know.
Perception roll, every flipping time in downtime. Bishop, now Rook has kind of calmed down and stopped talking to his a mushroom on his finger. Are you making your rounds for the rest of the folks?
A quick question to when Rook was talking to the mushroom. When I was looking at his arm, would I have known what type of metal is in his arm? Or
Probably not, no.
alright, just wanted to make sure. Another question to see who I'm gonna talk to, or if I talk to anyone. Did the party explain to the group of why they're going? Or did they did they tell me about why obviously the undead? Because we all agreed to that. But did they tell me about their experience like at the temple and or the monastery, to be more precise?
I don't think that part piece happened yet, but you know that there is undead to the west.
Nyala did told you about the temple, but not a lot. When she was introducing Arden to you back in Kakenzaks.
I think
Also, it was like off comment, right? It's like this happened, but we're gonna focus on this.
I think the only thing that hasn't been discussed with Bishop so far is shards.
Yeah.
I think everything else
We'll probably be
has
pretty
been discussed.
Yeah.
So does Bishop know that me and Rook are aged, and one of the reasons we're going this way is okay to find something to de-age us?
Is that something that
Yeah.
you said?
Because I think I told Niala
I
something
believe so.
similar, something similar happened to Deacon.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah.
So that's another reason why I'm going with you guys.
Okay.
Uh,
I know this. They don't.
Well, it
But
depends how much you shared
I
between.
yeah, I would have.
I think
Yeah,
maybe
I
the
would
day
have
before.
I would have told him.
Yeah,
Yet.
I think this is around the campfire sort of. So where you from? What's happening? Blah blah blah. And then like bits of little bits of backstory have come out, like the Deacon aging thing, the quest for the.
Yeah, I would have told him back at Mamoru during Kankanzak.
Yeah,
I think
That
you did.
I was like, yeah.
perfect.
Alright.
So there you
If
go.
I don't know a lot about the monastery,
No.
I would have talked to Arden if he was available, or if he's knocked out, then I would just left him alone.
Because I mean, it's common knowledge that the monastery fell.
Yeah, that's
Um,
quite common knowledge for anyone on Frohast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, like I'm from up north,
Yeah.
like way
You're a
up north.
traveller.
I don't.
You might have
Yeah.
heard rumours, but not sure about the thing.
Yeah.
What actually occurred.
I mean, it's no secret. We probably would have discussed that
Hmm.
the monastery fell. I'm pretty sure we've spoken about it before anyway. And that we found it.
Yeah.
And then while we were down there, we were having issues. And hence, while Nan and Rook are the state they are right now, and why we're going to get the Feluvian flask.
That's what it's called.
It's called. I've got it written down.
When did we discover this? I'm a.
Thelunian.
This-
Thelunian. Thelunian flask.
Felinian flask. Yes, this is something that we got from discussions with Wraith, and also Nyala did her research at the library and found out about the Ignition ruins. And I think Sin was with her at the time, but not Bishop.
No,
And
that was when they
doing
were back
research
in the
library.
room doing the map research, trying to work out the best way to get here, which you didn't go because you decided that you revisit the ruins and then go that way. So it's about 9:30 here in the UK. So shall we have a quick 5 minutes caffeinate if anybody needs to caffeinate, and then we'll come back for
Sounds like a
some
good idea.
Sure.
probably entering into Marein, and we'll go through that.
Marein, yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
I'm just going to
Yeah,
double check.
Rook
I don't want to do any conversations with anyone. I'm going to check my notes.
Rook's
I'm
just
good.
created an entire fucking new religion on his arm.
He is the
Which
Messiah.
is fucking awesome, by the way.
Recording stopped.
Cool.
I've just paused.
I like to think that once they grow large enough, like they could just one shot every.
Something Arden will do before going to sleep is he'll have made like almost like a little bit of Vaseline or something like that, like a little salve, just for the goblin to put on his ear where the splinter went in.
That energy.
Nyala staying by his side, and she has quite a trouble to fall asleep. She just stare at outside, just facing the entry, and
What
just
happens is everyone has to come inside through the cold. Even yourself, Bishop. The cold weather clothes do not have function in the coldest climes of.
Yeah, I just went outside to like speak to Rock and stuff.
You come in and let's have a roll then. No, that's going to be, as you sit down with your book, it's going to be straight up intelligence, isn't it? Got to be, really?
Straight. Oh, also, just FYI, I do still have a jar of Sin's ashes. I think I've got it in my inventory. Unless we did anything with Sin's ashes.
You didn't
I've still
leave
got
that
them.
back at the tavern? I thought.
No, I've got them with me. I think we wanted to take them back to her boat.
I need.
I think right home it's where the dead rise.
Oh, no.
Okay.
You've said yes, I did.
What have I done something? Well,
don't
yeah,
know.
I've got them. Whatever.
I'm excited
Don't
though.
know.
Okay, so
Intelligence roll. I
intelligence.
get a minus to this. Oh, I rolled a 2. -1 is a 1.
You have
Is
some
anybody
book
helping?
upside down?
I guess like
Arden
I
will
didn't
kind
know-
of just
I
have his
didn't
finger.
ask.
Arden will just kind of see the struggling and just
You can have
put
an
his finger-
assist. You can have an
just
assist.
put his
then.
finger on the page and put
Yeah.
it under each like syllable and just move it along.
Yeah, that would come around too.
Oh
Because
no!
she
Was
was,
it? What is it?
What did you get?
Okay.
What's the
Let's
second
see.
roll?
Hang on. Oh well,
feel
it was
like they're both going to teach Nan how to read.
it was an 11 for -1 is a 10.
It's an improvement.
You get A, B, C, D.
E, F,
But then you're
U,
confused if D is B because it's
Mm.
lowercase. And thing. So yeah, so it's difficult at this point. Just recognizing those shapes of formation and stuff. The sleep is done. You travel for another couple of days. It is pretty uneventful until you arrive at the town of Marein. You see mountains rising up first, so the horizon is first broached by a sharp black peak, and then as you proceed further towards this horizon expands, this range of mountains expands vast and huge, and you see from a crest of snow slightly down towards the bottom of these mountains, you see a little village nestled there, a little town, the town of Marein. And as I've said before, when you enter, you are kind of coming by one road to your you've come in on the east to west road, so we're going to call that the east road. Okay, to the northwest there is a road, and to the southwest there is a road. There's 3 main junctions in this place. The centre of the space is a quite busy market square, people trading, people selling stuff, and then there's the flower cellar in the centre. We pick up there from our downtime if you want to, really, where we were asking some questions. Let's see what we asked in the downtime, shall we? Let's go back in. It is you were asking Nan, I think. You were asking something of the person. Oh yeah, they had a comment. They said it's a penny frith. That was the last thing they said to you.
And I asked a question. Hang on, what did I? Oh yeah, just what it was. Oh yeah, because I know that we've been kind of hobbling along with a mostly broken cart. Do we still have some distance to travel? I guess this is at the base of the mountain, though, right? Sorry, Pete.
This is nestled in the bottom of the mountains, but you think that there'll be more travel needed to pass towards the maps that you've seen that Niala and Sin had previously uncovered would indicate there is some distance between Marein and Vermilion.
Okay. We're looking for somebody that can maybe help us repair our cart. I've not been here before, have I, Pete?
No.
We're unfamiliar with the town so far.
I suppose you are. If you're new here, you won't know very much about the place, will you?
No, we don't. Not at all.
Oh. Well, there's 3 roads. There's 3 roads here. And there's the stalls.
And she's just pointing at things that are around you.
Okay.
There's stalls. These are some houses. Oh, there's an inn. You can go
Ah.
to. The inn's quite nice. I've been in the inn.
Perhaps we, everyone, we could go ask at the inn, where we can get the car fixed, but also maybe
What did you say?
somewhere
A
to.
cart? Oh, what lovely
Yes.
beasts.
And they kind of
Yes.
drift over to Bjorn and Espen, and they get a pennyfrith and they tuck it behind each of Bjorn and Espen's ears, so they've got like little flowers like sticking over the top. And Bjorn and Espen are besotted.
Mm.
They are like pups with this person.
I'm going to look around and see if we're being watched by anyone, or if what the general vibe or view of people is as we have
Give me
kind
that
of
perception roll I crave.
come into town, being pulled by
Can I-
polar bears.
Did they do something to Espen and Bjorn, like a spell or something? Did they charm them? With
Arcana.
got a minus to this as well.
You're asking the good questions. We just don't got the stats.
She's just not smart.
I rolled a
And
16
now,
on
Colonel,
perception.
precious guys, just since they're looking for a
Hold on, Sylvia.
leash and
Hold on,
Sorry?
let me do with Luke and Nan's thing first, because we have three things on the go. Luke, you look around. Arden, you look around and you see trade people walking to and fro. You say 16.
Mm-hmm.
There's one chap bent nearly double, leaning on a cane, withered, old, looks human, just staring at newcomers, just looking at you, staring.
Right.
That's all you really notice.
Okay.
Sorry, Nan, what was that roll for your Arcana?
Nat 1 for a 0.
No magic is being cast here at all.
They're really good with the bears.
I've always had a way with animals and flowers.
I'd love to learn how to be as good as you. I think I become very fixated, hyper-focused on.
Show me the pennyfrith I gave you.
It was in like a lapel, right?
If
Sort
you've
of,
got a lapel, yeah.
I guess I've got like a little flop of a collar. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'll take it from wherever they put it.
They touched the bottom of it a few times, like a couple of little taps on the bottom where it had been picked or pulled, and roots begin to grow, and out of the side more leaves and another flower head. So double.
Wow, that's amazing.
There's
Nan can do some magic, but she's mostly a
this is
can't read arrows person.
druid craft. It's a way.
Did Sin ever use druid craft?
What did you use
I
to
don't
craft to
remember.
make? What did you make?
I don't know if I don't think I used it in game, but I know in her backstory.
No, I don't think you ever used it in game, so I don't think Nan would have witnessed it. Well, maybe you would. You're from N&J, so there's quite a high percentage of.
Wait, I thought she used it on the first try on the mushrooms before you told me. not that you have to like squish the top.
Maybe.
I think that's the first time I used it in game,
Yeah, but now
and
when
then
you've seen
that's the
that,
only time in game. But she didn't see it.
no,
Only like Rook, but he was knocked out.
he was knocked out. Yeah, so you are standing in the square, and they say, yeah, this is what you can do with Druidcraft. If you learn the way of the forests and the ways of nature, you can learn this too. I suppose. I suppose anyone could learn with enough. And then they're distracted by a snowflake. They follow perfectly down to the ground.
I
And they're back with
I
you.
copy them intensely.
Did you see that?
Sorry, what was the
Yeah.
name of the inn?
The inn. Are you interrupting this moment?
I
Yeah.
don't think she said that there was an inn. The inn's name. There was an inn.
Yeah, she said there was an inn, but I was just asking what the inn's name was.
In character, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, the bored weasel.
The what weasel, sorry?
Bored.
The bored weasel.
The bored weasel.
Right, and which road is that of the three?
She gestures towards the She seems to be still focusing on the snowflake on the floor, and is pointing with a flower in the direction of the northwest road.
Right. We were also told that the village, the town has some elders. Where do they gather?
Oh, well, I'm one of them.
Oh. Oh, okay. All right. And where do you gather with your fellow town elders to
At the
discuss
inn.
matters of at the inn?
With
Right.
one of the other elders. He owns the inn.
One of the others? Do you mean to say there's only the two of you?
There's three.
There's three. Okay. All right. And
Yeah,
when do you meet?
When a meeting's booked.
When's the next meeting booked?
Oh, not for a while.
Not for a while. And who's the gentleman that owns the inn?
Oh, Lucas. He's lovely.
Lucas. Right.
He's got
Okay,
lovely
well.
hair.
I will look out for that.
You should see his hair.
I'm sure I will.
It's like a
Oh.
tight little bush.
Right.
Like a
Does anybody else have any other
bush
questions?
kissed with snow.
I hope you've gone northern now, Pete, as well.
I don't know where the
Snow.
northern thing's coming today, sorry.
A bush kissed with snow.
Any other questions before we continue to the board?
Did we ask for a carpenter?
They haven't told you
Yeah?
about carpenter.
No, they don't. Alright.
They haven't told you about one.
Oh, then I ask about that. Yeah. Hey, or at least someone who knows how to repair like the damaged section of the car, because it was like at the front, right, where it hooks onto the. Or yeah.
Part of the brace string mechanism that connects.
Yeah.
Their eyes come across you, and they kind of drift to like the hem of your hood, so they're not looking you in the eye. They're always looking somewhere around, not meeting your eye. And they're
So, I think, yeah, there is a place. You could see someone about the cart being fixed. Rudenick would know. He's good with wood. Rudenick.
Redenick?
Redenick.
Redenick. Alright.
South Road.
And they gestured to the south road.
Is there like a shop or is it like
He does a bit of everything. Sometimes the tinkerers will set up in his yard and offer the more bespoke services, but a tinkerer's market's not due for a while.
wait. Then we get there at what time do we get here?
About midday.
Alright. 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 Right. That's all I have. Don't know about y'all.
And who are you? Oh,
Just a bunch of travelers. We might have some friends that came from near the city. Hi.
hi.
Is she on crack?
They peer down and they see the goblin by your leg. And
They say, Balak, what are you doing back so soon, Balak?
Balak turns around and says,
Skeletons everywhere. Skeletons? They're normally don't come out of the mountains too far. You were heading to Kazanzak's. I know. A big boat. Like it was on the sea. Came crushing through everywhere and took us. A load of us. Not just me. Others too. Oh,
Yes,
how
we
awful.
intercepted them and, well, we managed to bring the ship down and unfortunately we couldn't save more, but
This
We're in
could
Balak,
very
yeah.
well be a time that we would call a meeting.
that would be wonderful.
This sounds like something we would call a meeting for.
I think that's a very good idea.
I'll go about calling a meeting. I'll go put my cart away.
and they wander
We'll
off.
meet you at the inn. Well, they're a very interesting individual.
Yeah. Can Yella do an inside check because they find it as very sus.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They
Insight.
just like to mellow out. I got a channel.
That's an 11. Seriously.
Do you think this person operates on a different thought pattern than most?
Maybe it's the fresh mountain air.
Significantly less.
Yeah.
I thought.
Something you would need.
You
Oh
start.
wow, really?
Is
You
this
start.
because of the cat comment last night? Right, I'm going to pay for that one for a while, aren't I?
Yes. And also for something else.
Arden, can you make me a Constitution check?
Uh
What?
oh.
What the fuck? Oh no.
Oh, it's a
The
T.
tea.
Oh no. Am I going to shit myself? I'm going to shit myself. Oh no.
It's cold out, so you can just chuck it.
Roll a d4 to see how much you shit yourself.
No. The default is the consistency in which it comes out.
No.
A D20 for the
10.
number.
Crystal
was it-
stall chart.
Sorry, was it a check or was it a saving throw?
Save.
Save. Still the same. It's a 10.
Let's get that Bristol stall chart out, guys.
Your beard itches a bit.
And then shit comes out of it.
I need to
And
shave.
you kind of run your fingers along it and it feels like almost like a shaving rash, but it's bigger.
You're allergic to cats? Oh, that'd be funny as fuck if you were.
Is it allergic to cats?
Then you tell the cat to do, I don't know what to his face.
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna pay
Yeah.
for this, but also for something else. Don't you know the rules for pool parley? Like,
Oh, that.
I was going to negotiate with the pirates, and you busted in, took a fucking cannon, and shot the damn captain. Maybe they can have for a couple of seconds, backing up and then lash every other man on us. Do you really think this was a good plan?
If you're expecting me for apologizing for not parlaying with dead, then you're going to be waiting a very long time for an apology.
I'm waiting for your...
Let's find the inn.
You proceed up the way. There is an inn. It has a stable
You're
block of
scratching
sorts
yourself.
towards the side. Looks like a place you can tether animals to, or guide them inside, if you wish to. You might have to disconnect from the car.
Should we take the cart to the tinkerer first, or should we just?
You tell me.
I think that might be a
Yeah,
good
I was gonna
idea.
go to the tinker carpenter place first.
What's the time? Are they open?
It's
About
lunchtime.
midday.
Yeah.
I just feel like it would be more appropriate to announce ourselves coming into this town before spending money. You know what I
Split
mean?
the party?
I don't know. I mean,
Nothing bad ever happens when splitting the party.
We always split the party. It's like what we do now.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking if we can make a relationship with the head of the town, then maybe we can get a better price at having our cart prepared.
What did he want?
See how
Something
went
in
negotiation
return.
last time. I wouldn't give this to you.
Okay, I don't mind.
Okay, so who's
I
going
was
where?
get
going
our
to suggest you,
practice.
Nan.
Nan's now gone Bristolian.
Oh, yeah, that happens.
That's me. I don't mind.
I don't mind.
I don't mind.
Cheers, drive.
Well, look, we are here now.
Up 'em.
Let's just go in and see what happens.
See what happens.
See what happens.
What
Even
happens?
Luke's doing it now.
You hook up.
Yeah.
You hook up Bjorn and Espen to
Wait,
the railing stock ducting outside. The cart will not fit in. You've got them on sort of double yellows, as it were, and you're into the inn itself. There is a few people eating a hearty-looking meal. Seems to be it's not just thin stew. There's actual things on plates in this place. And you see a guy with a rag and a kind of beige coloured shirt, and down the front they've got an apron, cream, but a couple of stains on it with the, you know, where they've been working hard. They are dark brown skin in colour, and they have like it's shaved the side of their head, and in the middle they've got like a tight knit curl of like afro hair that goes back to the nape of the neck. It's kept it's kind of fluffed up at the top, but kind of comes to like, it's like an upside down shape like this, and it's kind of fluffy, sticking out, but it's shaved very like almost bald at the sides. He has very kind amber eyes, and he kind of looks up, and this kind of homely smile comes across their face, and says, "Well, strangers in town."
Are you the proprietor?
Yep, it's my place, the Bored Weasel.
Wonderful. We came across an associate of yours.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one of your fellow elders.
Which one was that?
I don't know.
They
were
gave us
rather-
these flowers.
Oh, that'll be Astra.
Astra.
Yeah. What a fine woman.
She is certainly something. Um,
Don't
yes,
you just
well,
love the way she talks?
No, if I'm honest with you,
You don't?
not for me.
I
It's
um,
weird, but she thinks different than other people, so it's not a bad thing.
I
Each to
love the
their
way
own, I
she
guess.
thinks.
Yeah, she does too.
look, I'm not here to pass judgment on anyone. If it works for them, it works for them.
That's the same here. We welcome all folks.
Brilliant to hear. Either way, she mentioned that she was going to organise a meeting.
Oh, really?
Something to do with our arrival and our events on the road.
I better set a table then. Thanks for the heads up.
And he comes
No
out
problem.
behind the bar, and he's kind of listening to you, but he starts setting. He pulls a table to the side of the room more, and brings two normal chairs, and then a chair, and then he takes a stool and puts it on top of the chair.
Okay. Right. Well, either way, we've come because we need to repair our sled. It was badly damaged. We were attacked on the way here by a large group of undead. Hence the meeting. We were wondering who's the best person, where's the best place to get repairs done that is reliable.
Rudenick would be your man in town.
You've heard of Rudenick? Is there, I don't know, anything we should say to Rudenick to make sure that the job's done properly or quickly or...
He's an honest
cheaply?
man. Pay him well, he'll do good work.
Right, good.
Put the second floor on this place.
I look up. How does the second floor look?
Make a architecture check. Intelligence.
Just a perception check, just to see, like, it's not evidently falling apart. Or an investigation, whichever you prefer.
Perception, because you're not physically getting up to it. Not.
Oh, 24. Natural 20 plus 4.
Oh!
Looks first nat 20.
It's your first natural 20 since a while.
It's normally
I don't
13.
get 20s often.
It's normally a natural 13 for Arden.
Yeah.
Looks sturdy, well built. Can last out a good old snowstorm in here and be pretty cosy with the fires going.
Brilliant. How long until the meeting, do you reckon?
Shouldn't be long. We just have to get George.
George. And he's there, the other elder?
Yeah.
Surprise cameo, it's me as well. Hi.
Have you all been in charge long, or?
Well, I used to be a resident of Vermilion. Maybe you heard of it.
Yes, a few things.
Well, since we all left and moved down here, since we were kind of around from there and knew the place well, and well, we haven't been back in years, and it just seemed like that. I know, when you're old, people think you know things. Hold you in high regard.
Right.
I mean, I'm pretty world weary, I guess, but try to keep a smile on my face.
If we go and take our cart to be repaired and drop it off.
Mhm.
Would you mind if the rest of us sit in on this meeting?
Town
Discuss-
meetings are open to anybody.
Brilliant. I'm enjoying the openness here.
Not
Everything's
many
very-
people want to attend, though. Pretty stuffy stuff. But did you say undead?
Unfortunately, yes.
Now that's a concern.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask, a fellow traveler of the sea here, has there been any ships of pirate that sundown in the years prior?
They mostly stick to the mountains, prowling out into the wastes. Some of the dragon folk that come by say that they see them now and then.
I'm sorry. Them. There's
Dragon?
multiple ships.
The ships.
Oh, great.
Thought it
more
was
than one.
just telltale snow dune crawler insanity. When you've been out there in the wild for some time, plays some funny tricks on you.
Dragon, right.
Dragon folk.
Was there any dragon in the area, particularly a white one?
I don't know, all kind of colors of dragon folk come here.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
Maybe you
Was
are
it-
misunderstanding me, young creature. I'm
Dragon
not
Ball.
talking about great big winged things that swoop through the sky breathing fire. I'm talking about ones that walk on two legs, like you or I.
Oh, dragonborns.
Dragon folk, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, my master was one. I know that.
Right. Does anybody want to get anything or ask this gentleman any questions before we go and repair the car? What was your name again, sir? Sorry.
Lucas,
Lucas, that was it. That was it, yes. Stuart mentioned.
Lucas, tell me. Sorry, I'm to interrupt.
No, it's
Kind of just pipes up from like the back of the crowd, and kind of pushes through. Have you heard of a lovely little ale that's been brewed down in Kakanzak? Is it called Rook Brew? Has it made its way up here yet?
a rook brew.
Rook Brew.
There was someone who came by way. I think they said they came from. I'm not sure where they said they came from, but maybe from Kakanzak's way. It was a hot beverage. I believe.
Yes. Well, here, have a taste of this and see what you think. Maybe we can get to some sort of business arrangement. From kind of like reaches into like his like pouch, sack, bag, pulls out a sealed mug of still relatively warm Rook Brew. Just hands it over.
DM question to
warm.
player George. How
Yes.
have you won? How have you get this warm? And do I want to know?
Thomas.
Why
It's
is
been
it
so
warm?
far up my ass the entire time.
Why is it warm?
My
It's
body
warm.
heat has kept it warm.
Okay, so it's body
No,
temperature warm.
no. Okay. So it would probably be cold. Yeah. Maybe
Kept on a
is always
cask on
good
top of the
cold.
sled.
put this warm it up a little bit and then give me a taste. See what you think.
I will do. Thank you.
Enjoy, my friend.
May I offer you something in return?
Nothing needed. Just enjoy that, and we'll talk later.
Well, thank
Do
you.
you have a library?
A library.
Yeah.
I'm afraid we don't have a library. We have a book sharing service.
Oh,
If you head back to the square, normally between the stall that says all the different kinds of mushrooms and the stall that sells the steaks and stuff, there's a little box there you can look in.
will do. This is just a happy tabaxi. He is squealing about books.
Right. Shall we go and sort out the cart?
I'll get this on the stove, says Lucas, and and starts going off.
Pleasure,
Uh,
Lucas. See you later.
Thank you.
Oh, Lucas, do you have rooms here? Will we be able to stay on our cart if it's being repaired?
Look,
Probably not.
Lucas.
We have rooms, of course. You're most welcome to stay. Got room in the rooms, if you know what I mean too.
Thank you.
Good to know. Right. Head back out.
In anyone who's maybe Maruk, can you give me an insight check? Sure.
Sure thing.
Actually, anyone that was so yeah, Nyala and Arden and Nan.
That'd be a 10.
an insight.
Yeah,
Okay.
10 for Maruk.
24.
What? Shit. Arden?
What?
Arden?
Can't hear anything.
Arden, what did you get for your insight?
I don't think you can hear
Insight.
us.
Sorry, I thought that was
Oh.
Rook that you were asking to do
Yeah,
the insight for.
Rook got 10. Nyala
Oh, you
got
do
22.
one. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize.
24.
24, sorry.
Got a one again.
Oh no.
Oh dear lord.
Nan
I-
is baby,
ones.
okay? Nan is
It's
baby. She's threatening
fashion.
people.
I rolled an 11, but I have a passive of 17. I don't know whether that makes any
Oh,
difference.
yeah, probably would do. So, Nan and Rook, you don't get anything other than this friendly kind of face. Nyala and Arden. Nyala, you get the sense that you see, and both of you see him tense when you mention undead. And even though they go back about their work, you think you can see that their mind is thinking on other things. So they
What do you
look like they're
think?
busying about their business, their pride and joy this inn. You can see that they're worried.
She's gonna go lean a bit against Arden. What do you think?
I think we better not miss the meeting.
Mm.
Rue, Bellic, I'm afraid this is where we stop for a while. You're more than welcome to try and find further passage back to Kakanzax, but if it's anything like the first journey, I'd recommend staying here for a little while.
I will be staying. I will find a place, I'm sure. Bed and board. I'm owed a few favours in town. I shall be
Quite okay. Maybe when the next when the next trade envoy comes from my home, I shall get back aboard, and my experiences above ground this time round have not been so fair. Maybe I should have stayed beneath. Thank you. Thank you very much. Should you ever make your way to Namhai, then you should have my favour.
Appreciate that. Lucas mentioned that he's got rooms if you struggle to find one.
Like I said, I'm a bit out of pocket after being captured by skeletons, as you might imagine, but I am owed favours in town.
Well, we'll be happy to cover the cost if you need to.
That's ever so kind of you.
Anyway, good luck with everything.
I shall find you if I need to take you up on that offer.
We'll be here.
Thank you. And he proceeds out the door.
Alec?
Well, it's always work for a goblin.
True words have never been spoken, my friend.
No, that's the thing about goblins. We're always useful for something, even if it's just like sweeping or climbing a chimney or just being a jesters. We make very good jesters.
Well,
We just put bells on the end of your ears and dance a bit.
I mean, as long as you're not humiliating yourself and you're happy, then fine. But
Oh
the
no,
same
it's all
offer...
a big game to me.
Oh, good. Well, the same offer for yourself. If you struggle to find board, Lucas has rooms here. And
Well, I could do with a
happy to
night's
cover the
sleep
cost.
before I get some work. So yeah.
Well, head in, tell Lucas you'll take one of the rooms, and that will settle up with him when we come back.
Lucas, my good man. Alec? A room, please.
Why, sure.
Right. Let's go find this Rodnick person.
I like the motto, there's always work for a goblin. It's like a,
On a
it
t-shirt.
feels like a, yeah, it feels like a slogan of like
A
a,
little Balek's face in the middle.
If we
Yeah.
had merch, if we had merch, it would be on the shirt.
yeah.
Yeah, off into the street again. Then you head to the middle place, that crossroads bit. Are we gonna... Niala, is your temptation for the box? Okay.
Yes. Yes, 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 yes.
The box is quite obvious to see. It's a small box sat in between two stools, and it's painted bright red.
She's like, she look at the group, she look at the box. Hi. And zoom, just rush to the box.
Mm-hmm.
Just a curiosity is too big. Might kill me.
Told you we'd split the party.
Cooking tips from Tortles.
Can you make me a... Okay, what would you want? How do you want to interact with this box?
First, she's going to look at it from just standing above it and hands on the back, looking at the books inside.
The box is a shut box on the top. It looks like it's made out of an old vegetable crate or something that's been turned upside down, and then someone's hastily nailed a top to it and hinged it so the top's covered because it snows here. Gotta have a lid.
She's going to look around, try to see if someone is there.
No.
Okay.
Not that you can see immediately.
Well, then she's gonna crouch and gently put the, how do you call it?
The lid.
Thank you. The lid.
Yeah.
The lid off. Just very gently.
It hinges up. In the box, there is nothing.
Oh,
At Kitty. Yeah, she's going to put it back where it was.
it's a town of
Untouched.
avid readers.
On the top, you can kind of make out something in the wood when you close it, like engraved.
Inspect it.
See something.
It looks like writing. If you run your finger along it and trace it very carefully, it says 1 in, 1 out.
Oh. Right. Guys, do you have a book for me?
Oh,
I have a book. I've got a book which is book on the creatures of Kreen. This is what I've been trying to use to learn to read.
Can I borrow you for a second? Nan?
Sure.
Okay, gone forever, never to be seen again.
No. No, she's going to try to put the book in, but still grabbing it, and see if it changed something.
You can't, it's not a vending machine. You can't trick this kind of shit. Give it a smack and hopefully something falls.
Pack of Skittles.
Oh, I want Skittles now.
It's like when you put your coin in halfway and you think it's accepted it so you can steal it back out. It's not.
No, she just want to see the kind of how many books there is and what kind.
I hope
works
that
that
when
way.
she
I
puts
think
that book in,
literally
she gets
put
one
that-
out that's hollow inside.
What to do?
Empty diary.
So did you put the book inside, or did you just dip it?
No, I just
I'm
put it
rolling
inside,
so
but I'm
bad.
still holding.
I was a 2 and a 4 on my dice.
For what? I don't. In what context? That doesn't mean anything. It could be really good.
No, it's not. It's
I
not good
think
for
you've got to
me.
close the lid. Once the book's in, you have to close the lid and then open it again.
But I will. It's just work on it and then just.
Keep in mind, I don't think we'll get that book back.
I think I've definitely looked at a lot of the pictures. If you know whatever book you get.
She just feel bad because she doesn't want it to be lost, and she just look at Nan and
One day, probably maybe 3 years from now, when we eventually get to Korea and we're being attacked by a pack of terrible creatures that we could have had all the information on in a book that we decided to put in a box for a mystery prize.
let me see, because I may have something.
What are you?
Well, you've got Sin's diaries.
I do.
Oh,
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
that is the most reaction all game.
You get rid of that. You get rid of that journal. You're not gonna find shit out about Sin.
There is a.
You can, Nyala, if you want to put this book about Kreen creatures in there, you can. I was just using it to practice.
Hold on, what happens if you
Maybe
put
you
a
can
page?
help me.
Do you get a page out?
I want to get you another book.
Well, as long as it's got the things with the lines and the circles in it, then
As
you know I'll
you're-
still.
As you're
practice.
peering into the box, the pair of you, and discussing this, a head appears between your two heads. Like as you're peering in, there's another head that comes through and says, "What are you looking at?"
Fucking hell.
What are you doing with the box?
I was trying to get a new book.
put a book in.
Okay, but can I choose the book?
No.
Well, that sucks.
You can.
Nan's gonna take the book and put it in.
Man.
Green book has gone in.
And you slam the lid.
Yeah.
There's like this hard sound of a book hitting wood.
It's gonna be something so fucking useless.
You would never know. It's Pavlov. No, not Pavlov. Schrodinger's book.
Schrodinger's cat. Yeah, Schrodinger's book.
Schrodinger's book.
We've got the cat, now we just need the book.
Or do we have the cat?
We've got 2 cats.
If somebody's name was Book and you put them in the box, what would
Would you
happen?
get a different person called Book come out?
Okay, can you roll me a D100?
Oh no, not one of them. Okay, I'm rolling.
If you roll a 100
26.
26. Okay. And then can you roll me a D6?
Excuse me, pardon.
you've just gone on Amazon Books and you've scrolled down to number 26 on the page.
Page 26 and then number 4.
4.
Okay. When you peer back inside the box,
Barack Obama's autobiography.
it's dark inside the box. But you see like purple orbs kind of floating just inside the box. And then as you kind of put your head over the top, you see this beautifully bound green, what appears to be like if leaves could be made into leather,
Ooh.
bound book inside
That's a nice
the
thought.
thing.
Yeah, Niela is going to grab it. At least try.
Whoever goes in picks it up, and you hold this book, and all around it, like little purple orbs, kind of do this, like spinning in, like almost like the dancing light spell, a bit similar to that. They give off like a faint glow, and they spin around it. And as you turn the title of the book, you can see, Nyala, that this book is called The Brief History of Elves, Volume 3.
That's useful.
A brief history of elves.
Is
Do you
it
speak
thick?
Elvish?
I don't think any of us do.
I think, well, do you know what was funny? When I leveled up, for someone who can't read, when I leveled up, I got to pick another language. No, seriously.
Did you choose
Because
Elvish?
now I did choose Elvish because for reasons that you know, Pete.
Yeah.
But my idea with it was going to be that it was similar to Infernal. That I kind of, if somebody can like sound it
Yeah.
out, I could say, oh, that's that.
Yeah.
That I wouldn't be able to read it.
Well,
I mean, that's just, it's a completely different learning mechanism, isn't it? When you hear and you say something compared to when you visually read it.
Funnily enough, Nan knows another extra language, which I won't say, but Elvish and another language. So Infernal.
yeah,
now.
so yeah, you'd probably peer at this in familiar shapes. Nyala, how much Elvish does Nyala know?
Well, I guess a bit of words with Sid.
Mm-hmm. So you can't make it out, but Astra over your shoulder says, "Oh, the brief history of elves.
A what?
The brief history of elves.
Oh, that's a book.
That's that book.
Okay.
That's volume 3.
Still up full. I'm going to read this
There's
overnight.
150 volumes.
Wow. That's a big number.
We've got a big history. Come on,
150 followers.
come on,
Jesus
we're go. I've
Christ.
called a meeting.
Mm.
I've got George.
Oh, we haven't been to the carpenter repair place yet.
Oh.
We'll be right there.
Uh-oh.
We just
Adam's
need to...
already
I
up.
think that if they were in the tavern, I would have been making my way there or something, or just wait for them to come out. Or
I'll meet
While
you
this
there.
book thing's been going on, Arden has already been making his way there. I don't know whether Bishop or
Yeah, Bishop.
yeah, I'll say they would have waited for her and then just gone to the.
Rook, are you with
Repair place.
with the cart boys, or are you with the book nerds?
Hearts.
Cart.
Yeah, because book is for nerds.
I'm not a nerd.
Nerds. Wow.
nerd.
Fucking nerds.
You come across an opening in the buildings, and inside there is kind of like a courtyard of building, like shacks, different little compartments and stuff that are filled with various detritus, bits of cart, bits of wheels and things, and skis and sails and all manner of things. It's like a workman's yard type thing. Then you can hear activity in one room, one of these little kind of doors that is under shelter, and in the center of this place there is a kind of, you know, like one of those dog sleds that you've been on before, one of those. It's kind of on its side, and it's missing a ski.
Hello? Hello?
Fuck!
Hello there?
Fuck! Fuck! Fuck!
I think
Fucking
you
toe.
scared it.
Language.
You're the one speaking.
You're not there, Nyala. You're with your books, you book nerd.
Anyone that follows it?
No,
No,
this happened
you're-
simultaneously.
This is during
Okay.
your whole
Yeah, yeah.
crisis thing.
You see a rather angry looking dwarf with long brownish hair walk out, hopping, holding his foot.
Fuck! Ow!
Language.
Sorry.
Rook, you're hardly one to talk.
Shut the fuck up.
Hey.
Rodnick, I presume.
Lidianic, yeah.
Rodnick. We have some work for you,
Ah!
if you're not too busy.
I'm not too busy when I'm not dropping fucking hammers on my foot.
Well, I mean, preferably you'll need them.
Yeah, you made me jump.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. That
He can be a bit of a dick like that.
It was you who made me jump. Shouting
I didn't
out
say-
hello.
I didn't say jack shit, it was him.
I can
Yeah.
work out which one of you it was. That's your voice, you asshole.
He said hello.
I mean, he's obviously a good judge of character.
Fuck off.
Yeah, what is it you want?
Well, it's a rather big job. We have a large sled / cart, and
Okay.
basically at the front of the cart we have a joist, which is the harness for 2 polar bears which pull it.
Uh-huh.
Unfortunately, the one side of the joist is severely damaged.
I've seen something like that. Are they
Hoping that you
like
could
they have
repair
them
it.
over at Zimrica Lake?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen them. Yeah, I know the type. I've worked on them before.
Yeah, well, it's parked at the front of the Lord Weasel.
Alright, you didn't think to bring it here.
Yeah, he
Well-
doesn't really think that well.
To be honest, we weren't sure whether you were going to take the job yet, so I thought,
Oh, aye, I'm always up for help for a work.
well, we can bring it round, or you can come and have a look at it, and then we can bring it round, or however you want to operate. It's up to
Yeah,
you.
well, if you bring it round, and I've got spares and things here, and he gestures to like these heaps of stuff that looks useless.
Right. Are you sure you're prepared for this kind of job?
Oh, aye, I'm prepared for most things that need a fixing or a tinkering. Got lots of projects on the go, like. That's why I need the work.
Okay. Well, we were assured that you do good work.
Aye,
I mean,
how-
in fairness, I'll always trust a man with a hammer.
hey, should get that on a t-shirt.
I like this map.
how much will this set us back?
I'll do the work, but you're gonna have to pay up front something.
What's the total value, and how much do you want up front?
Well, the work will take several days, so I need to take a down payment. Let's say 100 gold.
Total, or is the down payment?
Yeah, and then if I need to add any more for parts and labour.
Right.
All right. So
Pete, this isn't fantasy anymore. This is just real life.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is real.
This is me dealing with
Sorry.
my MOT every fucking year. Oh,
100 gold is a lot, Pete.
Yeah.
One gold piece is
and
a
when I
lot.
asked, and when I asked
That's
if that was in total or was that just the upfront part, he just went, "Yeah." I was just
Yeah.
like, "You motherfucker."
You're welcome to make an insight check.
Yeah, I'll make a.
Fucking hell yeah, I'm
I'll make a
making
fucking insight check. He's fucking robbing us, bro.
We need like the fantasy equivalent of like rated people or like Google reviews.
Yeah, 21.
23.
You think he's charging well too much for this?
Rodnick,
Aye.
not to be crass, but we spoke with Lucas and he said you were an honest man.
Aye, alright. Just try me
Yeah.
luck.
We may be strangers, but we're not fools.
You looked, well, you looked desperate, so you can't blame a guy for trying. Okay, let's call it 20, and then we'll see from there.
Deal.
Alright, if you can get the
Harmon.
cart down here, how fucked is it?
Don't
Well,
run.
We managed to get here in it,
Oh.
so we can get it here. That isn't
Ah,
a problem.
so she's
Just
running.
As I said, yeah, she's on the what do they call them? The blades,
Skis.
skis. That's the word. No. She's on the skis. There's nothing wrong with that. It's literally just the joist for the bears that we're struggling with.
Ah. Alright,
but,
and nothing.
In your
in-
term-
the harnessing for the bears is alright.
In your terms, it's not fucked, but it's a little bit fucked.
I think the
Ah.
one harness is fine. I think the other harness is fucked.
Alright,
But
I'll need
it's-
the bear then as well. Take some measurements.
How long for?
We'll bring the bear and I'll measure the bear and you can take the bear back with you.
Right. Okay. We'll go and do that now then.
Very well. I'll wait for you. Fucking hammer. Where did I drop that hammer? Just
Right.
I imagine meeting.
Would you like to borrow mine? Pulls out Captain Smashy. Go borrow this one for a minute.
oh,
That's an hammer.
This is a hammer.
All right, if you two aren't too busy showing whose is bigger, we've got things to do.
I kind of want to stay and just like talk hammers with this guy.
You want to chat hammers?
Aye.
Me. So,
Right.
Oh,
Rook, go and have fun playing with your hammer.
hey.
I'll go and get the cart.
Hold on.
You go and fetch the cart. You come back in 10, 20 minutes later. The cart is dropped off, and Espen is measured. It was Espen that got hit. Espen is measured, and you can lead Espen back to the sort of pens that are beside the inn. And you, Rook, you have had the most stimulating conversation about hammers, reminiscing on old hammers, new metal hammers, and then you
Long
eventually,
hammers, short hammers, fat hammers.
yeah, all the
hammers.
different types and hammers that
Little
are like
bit bent to the
legendary
side.
hammers.
Hammers with
Floppy
big
hammers.
hammers with big heads, hammers with little heads.
Hammers with one head, with two heads.
Oh, one of them ones for pulling out nails.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's
hammers,
a hammer.
hammers with a long shaft, hammers with a smaller shaft.
Yeah, you
Actually,
you eventually
the head of the hammer decides as this, how the blade is going to look after.
you have had, you leave. Can you like I don't know, like straight up charisma
dear
check.
God.
Straight up charisma, Rook.
Oh, I missed this.
Are you seducing this one guy?
I don't want to seduce him. I just want to talk hammers with him.
No, I
Don't
just want to
forget-
see.
That's a 7.
Seduction.
Don't
That's
forget to
seven.
tell him about the mushrooms before you seduce him.
So you are enthralled by him. You are fascinated by his knowledge of hammers. You started trying to share your knowledge of hammers, but this guy's knowledge of hammers is far superior. This guy is like, if you had a hammer museum, this would be the guy to run it. And if you were to write a hammer encyclopedia, this would be the editor-in-chief of the entire thing.
This is
Yeah.
brilliant.
He's a hammer enthusiast.
Yeah. You kind of leave a little bit awestruck, and all the way back to the inn where you're heading. You're talking about hammers to the rest of the group.
Yeah, Neil's going to look at him and like,
Hammers.
how about your wife?
Huh? We were just talking about hammers.
Yeah, right. Hammers.
Yes, hammers. Pulls out Captain Smashy. Hammers. Actual
Right.
physical hammers.
Arden.
We weren't talking about our dicks.
Arden.
Nan slowly puts the hammer that they have back in there. It's a regular hammer. So we were talking about hammers.
We weren't. That's all we were talking about. We were just talking about hammers. Nothing crude, nothing else. We were just talking about hammers. That guy
We
knows a
weren't
lot.
touching hammers.
Look,
Bishop.
That guy knows a
Pardon?
lot about hammers. And it was brilliant.
does he know how to handle them?
He, well,
You do.
evidently not, because he dropped it on his fucking toe.
Only when you walked in.
That was when you
That's a
walked in.
pervert.
The size of your hammer scared him.
Well, what can I say?
You have this conversation, and you're coming through the
Everybody's
doors.
got something that they're enthusiastic about, alright? For Rook and for Rodnick, it's hammers. Okay?
What about you?
What about
Burning
me?
a forest, maybe?
Really? Really?
Oh, I'm just picking on you. This one was 3. I know you did. I know you done it. You didn't do anything. Okay, it was just what?
Should we go
I
to the
like
meeting?
teasing. I like teasing.
Hmm,
Brooke teased me. I don't
Yeah.
like to tease Nan.
I can
You
tell.
do too.
Ah,
I don't know for Bishop.
I'm glad you made it.
As you walk in through the
She got his
doors
chin a
of
bit.
the inn of the board
Stop
weasel.
scratching.
Moving swiftly away from hammers.
I'm sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt. I didn't realise you were having a conversation. We're all here. Astra, myself, and George.
Have we met George?
No.
What does George look like?
Beautiful.
Please tell me he's a turtle.
You gesture. They gesture towards the stool
Not lonely
that is on
George.
top of a chair, and there's a jar.
A jar.
With a fluid in it.
Now, is George
Jar
in the jar,
mushroom.
or is George the jar?
Say hi, George.
You all hear in your head.
Hi, George.
I kind of look down at my arm. Is that you guys?
Wasn't us.
What are you looking at?
No, nothing.
Right. For those of the uninitiated into your delightful town, could you care to explain, George?
Oh yeah.
Arden, that's rude. You should. You don't. I mean, George is just George.
Don't worry. I'm not offended. I may
What
look...
is your race?
Now that's offensive.
Ask somebody what their race is.
Oh my God, you can't just ask someone like that. Oh my God.
I don't know. I just
I'll just ask someone why they're a jar.
When there should be a
that would
door.
be a good explanation.
Hey!
I mean, you're a jar. Apparently, I'm a tabaxi, but I don't know anything about my own race, so I want to know your story.
Anyway, enough mean girls quotes. Sorry, continue.
Would I just happen to know what he is?
You can make a nature.
Nature. Give me a minute. As I find nature.
It's alright.
Would I get?
Oh no.
Pete, can I get a description of Lucas's apron and how does it compare to my apron back?
Advantage by any chance? No.
Sorry,
Why is
would you
everybody getting
Sorry,
Nine.
like,
Bishop,
jealous?
Bishop, you've
Oh.
glitched a bit. Sorry, go again.
9. Wait, did I get 9? I think I got 9.
On your nature, no, you don't get what it is. The apron is thick, useful, very practical. The pocket in the front has been well used. Like, things have been placed in there. Tea towels have been draped out of it. Maybe an oven glove. Yeah, it's attractive for its very utilitarian nature to you. You're like, that's a good apron.
Nice apron.
Yeah,
Nice apron.
you can appreciate this. No, you don't get it what it is. So I've lost the train of thought of where we were going. So we were looking at George. Someone asking, explain George. And
You want to tell him, George?
I can tell them.
Please tell us.
It was an accident.
Sorry.
It's okay. I'm okay, I suppose. I had a sip of your drink.
they're talking in your head. Yeah. In Rook's head, Rook, you hear,
I had a sip of your drink. Very
I
nice.
reply like, yeah. I'm going to reply in my head like, And how did you find that?
Fizzy, like uplifting.
Interesting. Good.
Like a little bit spicy and yeah, I liked it.
Good. I'm glad Any feedback is good. Is good feedback. So thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm terribly sorry. Like, it's been a very long few. I want to say weeks. It's been months at this point. You weren't always a jar.
No, and I'm not actually a jar. I'm the stuff inside the jar.
Right, that's
Northern again.
what
Stop going northern.
that's what I asked before. If you were so, what were you, and now what are you? Because
Pardon.
if I was to be put into a jar, I wouldn't.
Sit down.
I was an elf. I was an elf.
Right.
And a book.
Oh, that's a good book. There's 150.
150.
Yes.
Please tell me you only got the one.
Do you really think, after months annoying me, that I'm gonna stay to one book?
Oh dear. I don't know whether we've got a room for 150.
Well, we do.
There's always room if you make food.
It's full of catchphrases today. There's always room if you make room. There's always job for a goblin.
Mm. My hammer's better
We
than
should
yours.
We should make some stickers.
Yes.
Yeah. So you're asking about George's nature to George, and he says,
Well, you know the towers, the Kakanzaks, you're from that way?
Yes.
I was one of the least successful students or pupils there. Well, I dropped out after this. I didn't feel very much like continuing.
I would
You
assume
did.
it would be very difficult.
Oh no. But from having
So-
a body to being gelatinous, it's just not the same. Found change of, direction.
I can imagine there's a few lifestyle changes.
Yeah, a few.
Well-
Would you happen to know Litiana?
Mm-hmm.
Was she your master?
One
Teacher?
of them.
Okay, well, interesting enough. Anyway, thank you for explaining, George. That makes things a lot clearer.
That's okay. Do you want to take a seat?
Yes, I do.
We're about to begin.
Wonderful.
some seats slide across the floor.
Let's take a seat.
Each of you is provided a seat by George. You sit down, and the warm rook brew is shared out into little cups amongst each of you. You're handed this delicious brew. Might excite tastier and more refreshing and more awakening and more revitalising than the harsh, tart berry juice that Nan has been forcing upon you for about a week, 2 weeks. And you drink heartily and begin the
Have
discussion.
I been the only one that's still been drinking it as well? Nobody else.
Probably you just to show face.
There's like a really dead plant inside the wagon because everyone's been pouring there.
And that's probably where we're going to have to end. You gathered round the table with the elders of Marein, sat about to discuss the oncoming undead, or the undead venturing further afield than the mountains that they normally dwell around. Thank you for playing, everyone. It's been a lovely chill game and I've enjoyed it. Thank you.
Nice, easy game back into it.
Hey.